Hello lovely people, so here is a very quick sticks, get your makeup on, your girl's going to work, she ain't got a lot of time, and this is some of the little things that I do, maybe some little sort of hacks, tricks, call it what you will, shortcuts. I have primed my skin, moisturiser, and I actually have the even better light reflecting primer on because I like said primer to just give a bit of a glow, lift out. Now I don't like using a lot of products, bit weird maybe, I'm looking for my brushes. I don't like foundation. I mean, foundation is lovely. I like powder foundations, cream ones, liquid ones. I don't like them so much. It's a me thing, not a you thing, or the brand. Anyway, I am actually going to be using a powder as my base today, which I do quite often, and I use Cosmetics a la carte. I love this brand, independent brand based in London, been there for many years, and you can get things blend bespoke. This is the Silk Touch Sheer Finishing Powder, which I'm going to use. Well, it really will be finishing because it will be starting and finishing, and I literally am just putting on with my double-ended hourglass brush, which I absolutely love. This brush was worth the money, people. I'm still maybe a bit old school, and I mean, let's face it, you can get some fantastic brushes at very reasonable prices now, but I do think a good brush is worth its weight in gold. This is a brush, a little Chanel brush actually, that came in a liquid blusher that I had that I don't use very much. Tend to use it in the summer actually if I do, so that kind of product is great, lightweight. But I love the little brush because it actually helps me go do my eyes, and I'm putting the powder on and I'm just bringing it around my eyebrows. I try to avoid my brows as much as possible, and I like my little finishing brush that comes in the Cosmetics a la carte compact because it's thin and it just gets into sort of nooks and crannies, and it's very soft and gentle, and I just like to buff out. So this is very easy, and you know, always go down your neck, underneath that chin, even onto your ears, fluff, rub. Well, no, it's not rub actually, that's a bit, you don't want to rub your skin, that's too harsh. And then under, pull a face. Now I know what people say about older skin and powder, and yes, I am a bit liney and crepey at the moment, but trust the process. My skin will warm up, the natural oils will settle underneath, and it will get more glowy. This for me is speed, a sort of 2-in-1 as you will, and I prefer the feel. I have always had this thing about how my makeup feels, and if it doesn't feel right, I don't like it, and this feels good. So as you can see, it's given me quite a nice little base, a starting point, and we're sort of, it's a bit one and done really, which is always a biggie, a win for me. And then you've seen it before, you're going to see it again. It's my Chantecaille pink powder, again, big brush. This I concentrate just down on the side of my face. I'm going down because the hairs, little vellus hairs on the face tend to be down. Some people have more than others, but they're perfectly natural. I don't dermaplane. I don't dermaplane them off. You do you, but they grow back, and they grow back as a stubble, which I don't like that feel. And this definitely goes on my eyes. I'm using this to sort of blur, basically. The gentle pink sort of reflects any light away, brings life to the skin, corrects any sallowness. It's a little bit of a hack, and you can see this one's well used. And I do use it like an eyeshadow too. And then where you have the sort of darkness here, I find the pink really good. Now, this works on me, and I'm not going to say this method might work on you. You might not like it and think, what the blazes is the woman doing? Well, you know, makeup is something that you try and play with. It doesn't matter. You can always take it off if it doesn't work, if you don't like it. Not the end of the world. Excuse me, my tea. And when I was a makeup artist and working on the counters, I used to say to people, just have a play. If it doesn't work, you know, don't think, oh, well, that's it. It's rubbish. It doesn't work. No, it's all is fine. All is good. It's just practice. How do you think these makeup artists get where they do and how they do? They all didn't start off like that. We all practiced. I mean, I used to be a makeup artist, but I'm now a stylist, as you know. But I still love my makeup. It's the finishing touch. And it really, you know, when you're a stylist, I will often be sort of referencing makeup, particularly for occasion dressing or anything dressing, really. I'll say, you know, this makeup, that makeup. To me, the two are great bedfellows. And as we know, you look at all the houses, they've all got a makeup line now. Louis Vuitton's brought one out, Gucci, Caroline Herrera, Hermes. And there's always going to be collaborations and connections with skincare, makeup and fashion. And I think that's fabulous. I'm loving it. So this is my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. It is just going on to give me some life and some shape in the face, because otherwise I'm going to look a bit like a little bit of a blank canvas. And I just touch it in. Gently, gently, warm it up, and then up on my eyebrows. You'll see me do this a million times. You're probably thinking, is she doing that same thing again? Does she do anything different? Well, I do, but it's time, people. Time. Time is of the essence. And now with the children back at school, we now have traffic. That's always a joy. And I'm going to run my spoolie through my brows just to remove any powder. And give them some shape. I like to do them last, really, because if you're using powders, and I tend to use powders, do use creams, depends how I feel, but excuse me, it's the older soothing oolong there. I personally find that creams don't last as long, and since I'm going to be styling all day, I need longevity. And I'm just going in with my Rare Beauty. Oh, that's clever, wasn't it? Chuck it at you. This one is Happy. Oh, very apt. Happy. So, doing my little trick, loading up my brush. But I'm taking a tissue and I'm just taking off the excess. Because like I always say, it's better to build it up. And then blend, blend, blend. A little bit of warmth there. There we go. It's all coming together. The barnet's not looking so good, but you know, hey ho. I want built in a day. And one thing I do find about Rare Beauty is you get a lot of fallout on their products, which sometimes annoys me. I suppose it's that happy balance between a rich pigment and good pickup and payoff, rather ending up all over the show, which I don't particularly like. But anyway, I digress. Let's get the old big brush. I'm a massive blender. I do blend and blend. Over the eyebrows. I have had my eyebrows semi-permanented over the years. Haven't done it for quite a while, but I do like a sort of fairly dark, heavy brow. Sometimes I just leave them, and then I just go back round and just carve out the old cheekbones. Go around the lips. There we go. Where we're going to grab the makeup bag. Said makeup bag. Here's my mascara. Time check. This is the Kiko Milano tubing mascara. I really like this mascara. I buy it on repeat, and that's quite unusual for me because I have always been very much Oh, there's a new product. Let's try it. This one and the Estee Lauder Sumptuous. Actually, it's a little thought. I'm going to do this eye with Kiko Milano. So there you go. Can you see that? Does that give us a good enough impression? Now, I am quite lucky, fortunate. I do have long eyelashes. I don't do false eyelashes. I envy those that do, but I can't be filled, and don't really need them, if I'm honest. So, Kiko Milano, Estee Lauder Sumptuous. Big brush. I did really like this mascara. Now, to be fair to a mascara, sometimes you have eyelashes that are better and longer on one side than you do on the other. So, in the interest of fair play, I would say this is my eyelashes are better on that side than they are on this side. Personal opinion. So, you know, I don't want to be giving the old Estee a disadvantage, a handicap to start with, how we say. I think what I like about each mascara is different. I like the look. The Sumptuous, I'm just going to get in underneath there. I always pull down a little bit, very gently. You don't want to be hoiking your eye around, and I have contact lenses, and get into the base of those lashes. I know some people do a wiggle technique. I don't, but you know, if it works for you. And then I go around. Sometimes bigger the brush, the slightly more awkward it is to get it in. Now, each mascara might have a different look, and I would say they both look good. I both like them. I would say the Sumptuous is just that, a little bit more sumptuous, maybe slightly thicker formulation. And then I'm just going to go underneath than the Kiko Milano, but I don't want to say that, oh, this one's better than that one. There are some mascaras that I don't like, and I have never ever liked the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara. I know it's an OG, maybe it's there for prosperity, I don't know. This one is a lot more thinner, the formula, but then that may be because it's a wash-off tubing one. So I would say it gives a more sort of, sparse isn't the right word, but a more separated look. But, you know, both have their merits, shall we say. I think the Sumptuous, in my opinion, is slightly more velvety, packing a bit more on the brush. But anyway, that's what I think. So there you go. Estee Lauder Sumptuous, Kiko Milano, the tubing wash-off one. Like them both. Just going to run a little bit of my eyebrow gel. This is HD Brows, the OG. I used to go to HD Brows. I used to know Neelam, who started off HD Brows. Well, as I used to, I still do know her, I just don't see her. Very nice girl. Used to go to her place because she used to use a brand I worked for. And I would just get my brows done free, which was very nice, much appreciated. I used to come home from Milton Keynes with amazing brows. That was lovely, so thank you very much, Neelam. And I just give them that. So, there we go. We are getting to the end of the road, people. Let's take the bonnet out so I don't look quite so... And then I'll do you a quick outfit rundown. Now, sometimes I leave my lipstick. I'll tell you why. Because I don't always know what colour I want to wear. And I'm thinking, where do I want to go with this? It's a big decision, a very big decision. one not to be taken lightly. But while I'm cogitating that, I shall give you my run through. It is what I'm wearing is this, and I have been rabbiting on for 15 minutes. I'm wearing a Bohm and Fun Garden cotton pussy bow shirt and my Sainsbury's, yes, from Sainsbury's, TU barrel jeans. Yep. So this is my look. Haven't decided on the lippy, so we're going with some Rodial lip oil just to give a bit of moisture and sheen, get the party started while that decision is made. Anyway, so this is pretty much my look of the day.